And welcome to Amvets Live. Every third Tuesday of the month, we bring you Amvets right here to Amvets Live, if you will, to amvetsca.org. And later today, it'll be on the Amvets Department of California's YouTube page. And we are right now currently in the Palm Desert area. And you actually, Tom Swan Hernandez, you actually live in, this is not Cathedral City, is it?
This is Rancho Mirage.
Rancho Mirage, but I was driving through Cathedral City. It's also really changing over the years.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful, beautiful. And it's, you couldn't ask for a more beautiful day. I wish we were even outside. The mountains are gorgeous right now, but sitting with Tom Swan Hernandez, Marine advocate, author, and very, if I can describe you in one word, persistent. You're very persistent in making sure voices are heard.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And talk to me about growing up and then where did it lead you to the military time?
I grew up in Florida. I was born in Gainesville, Florida, where the University of Florida is. That's my nickname, Gator. And then we moved to Brooksville, which is by Tampa, Florida, after I grew up. And I was student body president of my high school and graduated in 1976. And I joined the Marine Corps. And from 1976 to 80, I had quite a good career. I had 4 military promotions, 3 military mass, letter of commendation from the commander of the 6th Fleet and the Navy Achievement Medal. And very well. And then I joined in 1986 to 88. I was in the Naval Air Reserve. I was in E6, Fort McGill Navy Base in Ventura County. At the same time, I was in the Navy Reserve. I became a civilian employee at Fort McGill Navy Base, and I was a GS-11 and a secret clearance, and I worked in the unmanned aerial vehicle program office. And I came out of the closet in December 1992 to the Navy, and they retaliated against me and tried to fire me, and I was assaulted, and they made a mutilated doll that they gave me like a voodoo doll, and the ACLU took my case and we sued and we won. We settled out of court. It was a historic lawsuit. And the Navy Secretary changed the EO policy to add sexual orientation protection for civilian workers, 252,000 civilian workers. I met the Navy Secretary, John Dalton. He presented me with an award. And I was the last gay federal employee to have access to classified information challenged by the federal government. It was 1994. I joined Amvets in 2000, and I remember the Culver City post. And in 2001, we started the post here in Palm Springs, and next year we'll celebrate our 25th anniversary.
During that time in 92, when all that was happening for you, Tom, did that sort of develop also? I think already you were very persistent and very diligent. You can show in your accolades in your service and what you've done for our country. Did it ignite something in you that said to stand up for yourself and stand up for others for their voice?
Well, it was very difficult, I can say that. The Navy put me on unpaid leave, and I was living with AIDS at the time, and my CD4 count dropped like a lead balloon, and I was in poor health. And but I went to the 1993 March on Washington for gay civil rights. I was introduced, second person introduced on stage before 1 million people on C-SPAN. The Commandant of the Marine Corps saw that on TV. Somebody wearing my Marine Corps uniform and tried to complain. I went to Boston to the National Organization for Women Convention, and I met with the Christian Science Monitor editorial board. And General Colin Powell had met with them prior to my visit, and he advocated that the ban not be lifted, that gays not be allowed to serve in the military. I advocated that gays should be able to serve in the military, and the Christian Science Monitor editorial board voted 2-1 to support my cause, and so they came out with an editorial supporting lifting the ban. That's something I had. So I would say that I performed or did better or persuaded better than Colin Powell did, the Christian Science Monitor newspaper.
Yeah. Well, I think it's your persistence and your fight in you. You do have fight in you, and which I think you probably is brought up from your Marine service.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
And I think we'll lead into this. That's probably why we have a memorial today, and we'll talk about that a little later, the persistence that you had.
Yeah,
Yeah. So then from there, you're talking about being a district commander, post 66. And a lot of people, if they've seen you for the very first time or met you, they don't realize that you do all this legally blind and from a wheelchair. But you don't see it that way.
no, I don't. In
You
fact,
don't.
I'll say that I'm legally blind and I'm diabetic and in a wheelchair most of the time, and I can't walk very far. Anyway, God uses people that are weak and disabled to do great things, and He does it on purpose. He wants to demonstrate His awesome power and His strength. So through weakness, God shows His strength. And if you recall from the Bible, Jacob was the youngest son of Isaac, and yet became the 12 tribes of Israel are named after Jacob. And Moses had a speech impediment; he stuttered, and David was the youngest son. So God uses the weak and disabled, the youngest person, to do His work to show His power and His strength.
Mhm. And you certainly are doing that. Uh, Talk to me about, I know we have several things we want to talk about. Uh, and so what got you when you grew up in Florida? What brought you to the military? What made you want to serve our country?
Well, my father was in the army, and my older brother, was in the army, and I liked the military, and so I participated in the VFW Boys for Democracy contest. And I went to Boys State in Florida, which is sponsored by the American Legion. So I was very familiar with veteran organizations, and I wanted to join the military.
Makes sense. And do we want to, before we started to, and I know we're going to talk about that, we mentioned it, and I don't want to go out of order of what we wanted to talk about. But I saw this at the DEC. This is again talking about the persistence and about the monument that we're talking about earlier. That the first, it's America's first LGBTQ Veterans Memorial,
Right.
and a beautiful coin also. I want to take this out of the package too, so everybody can see this. Beautiful coin. And where is this located?
It's in Casino City, Desert
It's in-
Memorial Park in Casino City.
Okay, and this coin, I want to show this on the screen. Beautiful. It's got the monument in the front, and it's got description in the back. Really nice. And let's talk about some of the things that you want to talk about today. And but I wanted to bring this out and show it because it is a testament to your persistence.
Yeah.
And being able to get this monument, I know meant a great deal to you and a great deal to many people. Can you talk to me about that day?
Yeah,
When
I
this
want
happened?
to back up just for a second, and just
Yeah.
say my ACLU lawsuit was took 2 years,
Yeah,
and I had to persist during that because I didn't have any money and I had no income. I was on unpaid leave and I struggled. And then our post, by the way, is named after Frank Moulton, an openly gay soldier that was killed in World War II. We have straight and gay members. We're not all gay. We have straight members too. We've had straight post commanders. Did a great job, but we served the whole community. We're named after Route 66, which brought a diverse people to Southern California, and
I didn't know that.
yeah,
So
that's why we're
name-
named. That's why we're
okay.
named after six. That's why we're number 66. The memorial is America's first LGBTQ veterans memorial, and we applied for for the memorial to dedicate it, and the cemetery district closed. They disapproved. They changed the rules 3 times to try to block us from being able to dedicate it because they were opposed to it. And the Michael Reagan criticized on his radio show. Rush Limbaugh criticized on his radio show. It was a national story. The VFW said gay veteran was an oxymoron, and it was very difficult. But we persevered and found out we needed to start an Amvets post in order to dedicate a memorial. So Dennis Odell was the department commander in 2001, and he signed the application for the memorial, and it was dedicated May 27th, 2001. and it was a national news story. And
How many members in Post 66 today?
there's only about 42 members. We're one of the smaller posts.
But active,
We're very active.
very active.
Yeah, we won the Community Service Award from this department this past at the last year's state convention in June.
So the memorial was a catalyst of getting the post started here.
Right, it was.
yeah.
That's exactly right. And there's it's a site where people come to pray for the. I'm Catholic. I believe in purgatory. I believe if a soldier's killed instantly in battle without confessing his sins, and they probably go to purgatory. And I believe they can hear us when we pray for them. They can hear us on Veterans Day, Memorial Day. So people go to the memorial and pray for deceased veterans. And 2006, Ed Kemp, the national commander, sent a special letter for the 5th anniversary of the memorial and sent out a diversity committee member to read that letter at our 5th anniversary ceremony. And then in 2018, we wanted to make it a state memorial. And there's only 3 state veteran memorials in California. We wanted the Arch to be one of them. And I had the state assembly member Eduardo Garcia introduce legislation. And Pete Conti and Amvets was very instrumental in having Amvets endorse the legislation.
I miss Pete.
I miss Pete too.
He was a great guy.
He did a great job. He got the veteran organizations to endorse the legislation, and the state legislature voted unanimously. All the Republicans, all the Democrats, and the state assembly and state senate voted for it. It united our state. That's rare today. Did you have a unanimous vote in the legislature?
Yeah,
Because we're so polarized. But this issue united the state, and Governor Jerry Brown signed it into law. And then in 2019. We dedicated a memorial. We had this chairman of the Veterans Affairs Committee in the House, Mark Takano. We had the secretary, California Department of Veteran Affairs was there, and it was in the congressional record. And the memorial, by the way, if you look at that picture again, you see it has the seal of the state of California on it, which is very nice.
oh yeah. There's the memorial.
We got permission from the California Secretary of State to put the state seal on there, which I think is very nice.
Yes, California. Yeah, you could see the seal on the plaque there.
Yeah, 6 American presidents have sent special letters, 4 California governors and 3 senators have sent special letters. And in 2019, I was honored at the Amvets National Convention in Louisville, Kentucky for dedicating this memorial. Now, the second thing we can talk about, if you don't have more questions about that.
No, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, the second thing is our post. Late President Gerald Ford lived in Rancho Mirage, just down the street from where I live. And he was a charter member of Amvets. He was a member of the Grand Rapids, Michigan Amvets Post. So we had a meeting with him and we presented him with an award. We spent about 45 minutes in his office. He said his ship sank the most Japanese submarines in World War II. He was on a destroyer.
This is President
Gerald
Ford.
Yeah, we spent 45 minutes with him. We presented him with an award, and he signed a letter. I drafted a letter for him, and the secretary typed it, and he signed it right in front of me, and it praised Oliver Sipple. A lot of people don't know this, but in 1975, Ford was in San Francisco at the Franklin Hotel, and Oliver Sipple saw a woman pull out a gun, and he grabbed her arm, and so she missed Ford. As him and his wife were leaving the hotel to go to the limousine, and that person that saved his life was a gay veteran, Oliver Sipple. And so Ford signed a letter praising Oliver Sipple right in front of me. The letter that I drafted.
Saved his life.
Yep, saved his life. A lot of people don't know that.
I did not know that. I knew about the assassination attempt, but not the details of it.
There were 2 assassination attempts, one in Sacramento and one in San Francisco.
Yeah.
The third thing is our post operates what we call the Amvets Express. This is a van that the Service Foundation purchased for us years ago. It travels between Cathedral City and Palm Springs, about 75 miles to the Loma Linda VA Hospital. It travels several times a week. We've been doing it for 21 years. We've transported over 15,000 veterans. We have volunteer drivers. It doesn't cost the veteran anything. It's free. And we've been doing it for 21 years, and we're very proud of that. I don't know how many posts transport veterans to the hospital, but we've been doing it for 21 years.
To the Loma Linda VA.
And the
back and
hospital
forth.
and back.
Wow. I didn't realize, I knew that you had a van for transport, but I didn't know for 21 years you've been doing
Yeah.
that. Wow.
The fourth thing is our junior ROTC. We have 4 high schools we present medals to in junior ROTC. And we came in second place in the country this year for the most community service hours with the junior ROTC. And then number 5 is we have there's a national program called Amvets against drug and alcohol abuse. And we're the only post in the department that does that contest. It's an essay poem contest. You do it with high school students at Desert Hot Springs High School Junior ROTC. And we give $350 in prize money. And a couple of years ago, our winner at the post level won at the department level and won at the national level. First place. We're very proud of him. And I wish more posts would get involved in ADAA.
Yeah.
Because right now fentanyl is a real crisis in our country. And drugs is a big problem. And if we can get our young people to learn about drugs and how dangerous they are and make a commitment not to do drugs, it would help our whole country.
And I think a lot of issues with the drugs and the youth, they don't know what things are laced with. They might think it's a simple recreational drug laced with a very dangerous chemical.
Right. They put fentanyl in all kinds of things now.
Yeah.
And it's terrible what the people that produce fentanyl are evil, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I know people that I know have died from fentanyl. Here in this mobile home park, we've had people die from it. And it's very, very sad and very scary.
So with this program, DHS, HS.
Desert Hot Springs.
Yeah, is it Desert Hot Springs? Okay, so in this program with the junior ROTC, is that tied in with the AADAA?
Yeah, those are the students we enroll in the contest.
Got it.
That's where they compete, and they have we have 3 or 4 submit essays every year. We pick the first, second, and third place winners.
Got it.
And then we go to their graduation ceremony and present the cash prizes and the certificate in person at their graduation ceremony.
Perfect. So they're getting awareness too as their great thing you're doing. Yeah, more posts need to be able to be active with that.
Yeah, I think to make it would help, if you think about it, we go to the DEC and we go to the state convention and they have all these committee meetings, but there's no AADAA committee. And so that's why no other post is doing it, because they may not know about the program. It'd be good if we had a state committee, ADAA, then you have more posts involved.
Maybe that's something with Commander Keller that we can talk to her about. That might be something that she could look into get started.
Yeah, that'd be
At her
good.
DECs,
That'd be good, yeah.
That would be great.
It is a national program in Amvets.
And not to be confused with Americanism too. That's a
Right.
separate program. Yeah.
People do get them confused,
Yeah.
but this is Amvets against drug alcohol abuse. And there's a theme every year, like the Americanism, there's a theme every year for the contest. So then number 6 is we're the only post that has an annual diversity day. And that's something that the national recommends every post do, have a diversity day at your post meeting once a year. Last year we honored a transgender veteran, and this year in March we're going to honor Latino veterans. And we'll pick a different group each year to honor.
To honor that national diversity. What time of year is that typically?
Well, the national suggests you do it in May, but that's too close to our Memorial Day awards luncheon. So we do it in March.
Do it in March.
Yeah, just our regular meeting in March. We call it Diversity Day, and we're honoring two wonderful Latino veterans this year. One of them is Carlos, a member of our post. He won the All Navy boxing title one year when he was in the Navy. So we're honored. He was there Sunday at MS1, Carlos Lopez.
Oh, he was there that day.
He was there that day, yeah.
Perfect. And do you believe too, and if you're just joining us here with Amvets Live, sitting here with Tom Swan Hernandez, Marine veteran, author, you've written 3 books. You have been an advocate to many. Post 66, which I learned today was named after Route 66.
Right.
That's interesting. I always wondered how they got their numbers. And we're sitting at your kitchen table. And this is
You
nice.
have a Marine Corps flag right in
Yes, you
front
got
of
the
us.
Marine Corps flag.
Right in front of us.
But you also you're surrounded by God around your home. And I know that's it's near and dear to your heart. And you have faith that runs deep. And in 92, when you were going through what you were going through, I don't want to say maybe it made up who you are today, but it made you strong and persistent, I believe, and these amazing things that your post is doing and people around you are participating in, and believing it can be and it can happen is the persistence. And I think you have a lot of persistence in you.
Thank you. You know, Jesus told the parable of a woman, a widow, that went before a very bad judge, evil judge, didn't care about people, very corrupt, and she persisted for him to rule in her favor or in a judgment against somebody. And she was persistent. She just kept bothering him. So finally, he agreed and gave her justice. He ruled in her favor. And Jesus said, if you persist like she did God will eventually answer your prayer. So you have to be persistent in prayer. You can't give up. You have to be patient, but be persistent. That's what Jesus taught his disciples.
Yeah, and I think you as a leader here in this community amongst your post members, if you believe in something, you're very persistent and you get it done. And that's why we see this come to fruition. And the post was birthed because of your vision to this. And I'm sure there was many people involved in this process.
Yes, there were many people.
Many people, and we don't want to forget anyone that stood by you and fought for what you believed in and what they believed in.
Amvets has changed. I can say this over the years. We started our post in 2001, and we dedicated our memorial. And during that process, people heard about it on the Rush Limbaugh show or Michael Reagan. Some people called the national headquarters and complained and said we were against that memorial, and the national office headquarters told them, well, you'll just have to resign, that we support what that post wants to do. And then in our department here, I don't want to say any bad news, but there were times when the department here told me to stop saying I was gay and get downplay our memorial and not talk about it much. But in the past 10 years, it's changed, and Amvets now welcomes LGBTQ, and I feel very comfortable in Amvets. I no longer have to keep it a secret or keep it quiet. I can be open and mention it, and the State Department paid for our challenge coins. They paid for them this year, and so I think the diversity committee wants to put a picture of the memorial on their webpage. And so I think it's wonderful. Amvets has grown in the past 10 years, and they're more inclusive and more accepting of gay people.
And I think your persistence and others really helped and shown through, because I think you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're not afraid to speak up.
Well, I truly believe as a Catholic that God loves everyone, including gay people. I believe that very seriously. I think there's gay heroes in the Bible, and I don't need to get into those details, but you see, I have the Virgin Mary in my grotto to her in my dining room. Every time I've asked the Virgin Mary for help, she's helped me, and so I'm glad Amvets has a prayer at every meeting. You know, we have a chaplain, and I think that Amvets is a good spiritual organization that believes in God and for God and country is what we stand for. And I think that's very good.
Tom Swan Hernandez, as we wrap up with Amvets Live, let's talk a little bit about post 66. Do you have any events or anything coming up that someone should be aware of or would like to come out to?
Well, we just held 2 big events. We had that's the other thing we do that's kind of unique. We do International Day of Peace, September 21st every year. We had a big ceremony. The department commander, Joe Keller, came to our ceremony. It was very nice. That was September 21st. And then Veterans Day, we had about 70 people for a Veterans Day ceremony. And that was very nice. We had the state senator of Chilbo was there, and we had four elementary school students that wrote thank you letters to veterans. We gave them $100 each for their winning their contest. Thank you letters to veterans. We had about 100 thank you letters. We took the ones that didn't win. We took to Loma Linda to give the hospitalized veterans to cheer them up. They were thank you letters with some artistic drawings by the students. And our next event will be Diversity Day, and then Memorial Day we'll have a Memorial Day awards luncheon, and we're going to honor a veteran. In Visalia there was a veteran that wrote a book about suicide and trying to stop veteran suicide. We're going to honor him.
Lino Camacho?
We're going to honor him
Yeah.
Memorial Day. He's going to come down here for Memorial Day.
Beautiful. He's got an incredible story, him and his wife.
Yes, he sure
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. And Tom, we're getting down to the last minute here. Is there anybody in your life that you want to thank that has made a difference in helping you persevere? I know our Lord Jesus Christ is number one.
Right.
Is there anybody else in your surrounding that you want to thank?
I'm very grateful that when I came out of the closet and then I told my parents that I had AIDS, that my mother and father didn't disown me. They loved me. They were supportive, and I feel blessed because there's so many gay people. Their parents, turn against them, and I feel very blessed that my family supported me and loved me, and supported me and helped me grow, and I appreciate that very much.
Appreciate it. And we appreciate you inviting us into your home today. I know it was very last minute. You're at Amvets 1. And thank you for your kind words with Amvets 1. It's very near and dear to my heart. I helped start it. And veteran suicide is to me a national crisis.
Yes, it
And
is.
somebody struggling with what they're struggling with is to let them know it's okay not to be okay and be able to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah. And you came out in support and your generous donation helping us continue that mission. So we appreciate it from Amvets 1.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. And thank you. I've got my hand out.
Okay, that's your heart.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. And we appreciate you joining us here with Amvets Live at amvetsca.org. We'll have this later on the Amvets Department of California's webpage, on the YouTube webpage, and you'll be able to see Amvets Live each and every week, every third Tuesday of the month. Thank you, and we'll talk to you next month.